Sure. I don't think I watched this. I like fell asleep.
Gibraltar. Still don't know what that spinny donut thing on the radio tower is quite yet.
Did you ever wonder why they tried to make a super intelligent race of gorillas on the moon, Doa? Like, what is the point in doing that?
You get bored sometimes, you know? Or like in Planet of the Apes, maybe you're testing a very experimental Alzheimer's drug and you accidentally make a race of hyper-intelligent apes. It happens sometimes, you know? It just happens. Meanwhile,
We're looking at Arhan.
Guess what, guys? He's a pretty good Genji player.
That he is. Yep. Carving his way through BK stars.
Poor Roadhog. Well, Dayfly got that kill. R.I.P. and peace, Dayfly. Although we did see Amon with the Dayfly died a Diva ult tribute.
Fucking Lucio, man.
Dream alive.
Defensive Gengu, because why not?
Sure. Probably going to be switching off that Sombra. Birdring will be back on the Genji, so high ground control.
Arhan's one-tricking would work out a lot better if they would just nano boost him.
Much of a dive composition here coming from Kongdu. There we go. Okay, Butcher is going to be on the Winston, so nice stuff. Bubbly is...
I'm doing CS comp is really weird. Hanzo's pretty dope. Alright, never mind. They switch off. Go Genji. Go Lucio. Now it's a little less dope. It's like Genji Winston dive against Genji 76. I guess it's not bad in the context of Africa Blues comp.
Yep, there they go. Once it enters the car wash. Typical Freaka Blue defense. Arhan on the Genji. Recry.
I'm with defensive Gengu. It's just inconsistent, I guess. I mean, you have to nano boost him for it to work. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just awkward. It's just safer, I think, in general, to have like tankier heroes to fight with than like a hero that can get one shot by. Like, see, Arhan's just dead. I mean, a Mei might have been able to live there. I don't know. That was a pretty fast push, though. They shut down the 76. The cart just kept rolling. AFB backed out. They tried to salvage point 2 a little too much, I think. They were like, okay, we're just going to set up for point 2. But instead, they make that decision really late. And they wind up just getting rolled here, too. I don't like the decision to try to live. I like Birdring Genji in here. Look at that. Look at that fucking timing. They just nano boost him and go. I mean, he gets charged out of it. It's unfortunate. But in terms of execution, the call nano me and the nano happening was like instant. Like, that nano boost had to come in a split second before he dove through that door. And I like that's good and a Genji play. Like, that's what you should be doing if you're AFB.
Just a really scattered point A defense. I'm not super sure about how I like them posting up a little bit farther ahead on point A than we see some teams do on Gibraltar.
I mean, you just have to make a decision, right? If you're going to defend from server, defend from...
Okay. Dongyun really fucks Arhan here because I don't know why he bubbled. Logic was there's no kill potential on Genji right now on Kongdu and Uncia's comp, and this is like one of those things like people who play Zarya think that like they should bubble up. Like, there's so many Zaryas actually, like even in pro scene and like high level streamers, like just fucking bubble off cooldown. But like, look what happens here.
Server, don't put your soldier...
Go back. Alright, watch Arhan.
Super sure about how I like
Okay, Arhan's like right here. The only way he dies right now, the only way he dies, sleep dart, pretty unlikely. If he gets sleep darted, he's dead no matter what. Unless you preemptively bubble a sleep dart, which is probably not going to happen. And if he gets hooked, okay? He's just chilling. But he gets bubbled here for absolutely no fucking reason. Okay, he's like hiding behind this thing and he gets bubbled for no reason. And then he's forced to run away, and they don't have bubble right now when he gets hooked. And like, Dance makes a very good play here to hook him, because he's like, oh shit, they wasted bubble. I can just hook him when bubble is over. And he's dead now. And that's actually the Zarya's fault more so than anything. Like, I don't know. They keep like bailing on him. I feel like he's getting... I feel like his success is dependent on his teams. Similar to how Shadowburn is like dependent on phase. Like, you can't just put Shadowburn on any team and he's just gonna pound. Like, you need to play around him. I don't think that Africa Freaks is doing a good enough job of supporting the one-trick Genji main. And then him dying there snowballs this entire fight. But it all came down to like a bad bubble.
So Butcher used the primal rage to push everybody up
So
and just swaps it up to Zarya immediately. So
I mean, take that as it, like take that as you want it. I don't know, like that's all I'm trying to say. I don't really know where to go from there. It's just I feel like his Genji is really good, but they're not giving him the correct amount of room or the correct amount of like support. Like people are trying to like this Recry dude seems good enough to play a too easy style of Hog and McCree where you just sit in the back and don't go for flashy plays. But even here, did Arhan even get, who got Dragon Bladed? Who got Nano Booster rather? So there's Nano Boost up on Arhan, on Eamon, and Arhan has Dragon Blade, but do they combo here?
The Africa Blue defense so far back, they're not going to be able to take those high grounds that you usually see. Meanwhile, Sunbury comes in, Dance gets it with flash.
Oh, he does. He just gets whole hogged away. That's unfortunate.
There, Arhan responds, and there's a Graviton Surge. Not a huge amount of follow-up, though, for Africa Blue. Uncia does lose enough that they'll probably need to reset here.
Yeah, that's fine, though, because if you're Uncia, you just saw Africa use 6 ults against you. Arhan is going to switch over to the Reaper right now, but that's a big win for Kongdu. They were already at ult disadvantage, and Africa, they had spent this entire map working up towards that 6 ult, and they just blew it all at once. So Uncia going to come back with a nano boost right now. They're going to come back with a lot more percentage. So
I don't really agree with what Monty's saying here. It was like 6 ult versus 6 ult. It wasn't anything special, right? Like, I don't it's correct in what he's saying because, okay, go back to before that fight. Brood. Okay, it took literally zero prep for this fight. Like, first point, they got rolled. Nothing, like nobody even had to use ults, they just got rolled. Second point, they got rolled again because of that Roadhog hook. They didn't have to commit much at all. So AFB is on defense getting steamrolled. So they're saving ult economy. Meanwhile, Uncia doesn't have ults either. Or they have all their ults too, rather. So like taking this fight, if you're Uncia right now, you can't afford to lose right now. Like you can't afford to lose the fight. Or I'm sorry, if you're AFB, you can't afford to lose this fight. So they see the Nano Dragon Blade come out, and then it gets whole hogged away. And then they sound barrier because of the whole hog. Like everyone's just trading ults. But Uncia is in like a must, or like not Uncia. AFB is in like a must-win scenario. The red and the blue is really fucking my head. AFB is in a must-win scenario right here, and they overcommit, but they didn't like overcommit for no reason. Like they had to overcommit, and Uncia doesn't really gain any advantage from the ults being even. Uncia only gains if they're ahead. Like, if you're Dongyun right now, you're super happy, actually. Like, it doesn't matter that you burned 5 ults or 6 ults because you're a Zarya with 100% charge. As long as they don't get team wiped by, like, a nano boosted 76 or something, they should be okay. But this Zarya should be playing so much more aggressively right now. Because there's no way that she can lose a 1v1 or a fight, but she's, like, backing up from the cart. She's literally, like, so high charge. They should be able to farm a Graviton pretty fast, but like the mistake here actually isn't even on the side of the ults or anything. It's the fact that AFB's comp, Arhan switches to this Reaper hero for some reason. This is like the worst shit. Like honestly, I would have rather him gone 76 Genji or Diva. I think his problem here is that they gave up this high ground. I think if they had kept this high ground, AFB would have been in like a massively good position. But they don't. Like, if they just had a D.Va or a 76 sitting up here shooting down, and then suddenly Kungdu and Sia had to deal with it. Kungdu and Sia doesn't have like any high ground contesting heroes, so I don't think the problem here is that they traded all their ults. I think AFB was relatively happy with how that fight went. Like, they're close to Graviton again, they're close to Sound Barrier again. Because they won that fight, there's already kept the charge. Like, Butcher's gonna have Graviton eventually, but the mistake here is that Kungdu and Sia takes high ground for free and AFB doesn't contest it, so they're just in a shitty spot right now from a map perspective. Like, if Recry had high noon from high ground as opposed to where he is, like, they might have won this fight, but they don't. And Dongyun tries to live here instead of suiciding on the cart, and then he gets Graviton but dies. This is like bot Dongyun. Should have suicided. And at least tried to stop the card a little bit more, because I think they do get enough time to contest here, but again, like, the high ground's already compromised and this game is over. I think Arhan switching heroes was the biggest problem here, more so than like the ult changes or whatever.
But you really have to question the ult economy over the course of this series from Africa.
Like, if offense pops 6 ults, it's completely fine for defense to pop 6 ults.
Kongdu Uncia, their communication is so good, so they realize that happens.
But they literally should have just contested high ground and the game would have been a lot easier.
So what do? They just wait for 4 or 5 ults themselves, sit back, poke with the Soldier 76, and then they deliver just the coup de grace right there at the end. Just very nice team play from Kongdu Uncia, taking advantage of some mistakes and overcommitments made by Africa Blue.
You know, and Africa Blue, if they can't hold on the defensive side of things, I think they're gonna have a pretty tough time winning this one. They have to push it all the way, and that's hard to do on Gibraltar no matter what team you're on. But Africa Blue have traditionally kind of struggled on offense on these escort maps. They've got quite the mountain to climb ahead of them.
I like the fact that we're seeing Recry on the Hanzo. It has been one of his more impressive heroes historically last season. Might as well try something new right now. They were, I think, most successful so far in this series when they were trying something a little bit more unorthodox that caught Kongdu off guard. And this is one of those heroes that you can really open up point A with an immediate pick and just shove the payload through very quickly if you get the right arrow from that Hanzo.
That's the hope, anyway. Well, whatever you say, Reinhardt. Whatever you say.
Kongdu is just going to play pretty forward here, actually, on the high ground. They're going to look for that initial pick from the Roadhog before backing off. Sometimes you see this Roadhog just trying to take control of that catwalk, throw out a hook early, see if you can get anything. Fall back.
D.Va defense, a little awk. All these teams run this Hanzo.
Trying to give people motion sickness, but we've switched our Hanzo, so it's all good. All right. There's Shatter Absorbed, of course.
I think Recry actually plays Hanzo though.
Off the bat, it looks like Kongdu Uncia gonna pull back a little bit here. I think that's probably wise. On the high ground now for the moment. Ooh, Aron getting very low from the Ana already. Recry looking for a pick on that Hanzo like we were talking about.
Yeah, he dropped his biotic field on the low ground accidentally too, so has to go down there and lose control of that high ground. So a little bit rough right now. We see
D.Va should be trying to contest. I mean, it's hard because there's a D.Va and a Hanzo versus just a D.Va. I like this strategy. I think Kongdu and Sia's play here is to like try to stall the cart and just delay the cart as much as possible, as opposed to trying to deal with the Hanzo straight up. Kongdu and Sia's defense seems to be going pretty well though for them here. More or less because the AFB Hanzo has to do a shit ton of work to validate the push or like validate the hero's pick at all. I'm surprised that Butcher goes for this 1v1.
So good on this Hanzo, man. I missed this.
That was a great flank from Arhan right there. Basically, we saw Recry keeping the Ana distracted, and she was alone. The Soldier was on the low ground for Kongdu, again, having one person on the high.
They're trying way too hard to kill this fucking Hanzo when they don't need to kill this Hanzo. Like, the Hanzo wasn't doing too much, and the D.Va just needed to get healed. This is really good Hanzo play. I mean, in general, he's doing a lot of work.
Nobody's able to stop this Hanzo, and there's a self-destruct.
But I think the D.Va should have been able to deal with that a little bit better. The issue here, though, for AFB is that they're not even on the cart. Like, the 76 isn't on the cart, and the Hanzo's not on the cart, so they're kind of banking on them winning the fight on the ground. But the Reinhardt got kind of hung out to dry twice there.
I do think there were some defensive errors, but Kongdu Uncia, they're not going to be too upset. They're coming into the hangar stage with a lot of time to set up right now, and they're going to be coming in with a lot of ultimates. That said, Butcher is going to be pretty badly back-spawned compared to the rest of his team.
Yep. It's tough to be without that Reinhardt for a little while. Or without that Diva, rather, for a little while.
Getting ult pretty fast here. But I think all things are going to have to come to an end now because there's a monkey on him. I like the monkey switch. I mean, it's like, okay, they have a Hanzo, let's just go monkey. Pretty straightforward. Surprised that they sound barrier here with the Hanzo dead. They don't really have any damage. Arhan doesn't have ult. I don't know why they sound barriered. The weird sound barrier. They do win the fight because of it, or at least drag it out. This dance monkey is actually doing a lot of work. I guess they were up in numbers or something when they sound barriered. This is a really awkward like engagement though. I was gonna say I feel like defense should be ahead right now, but like, I feel like everyone's like super scattered and the spectating is really weird because I can't see anyone's respawn. The recry goes McCree, Arhan has ult, Eamon has ult. They should just nano the 76 here, but it's not that easy. They need to take high ground control for sure, or else this isn't gonna work. It looks like they're just gonna go straight for high ground.
Because they're smarter about waiting for the right opportunity instead of trying to force it, which we see from Africa Blue a little bit too much in this series.
I do like the swap from Recry into the Hanzo now. He's done so well with it so far today. Nice, gets the flashbang above the Reinhardt shield.
The flashbang. Panker out of position there. I don't know why Panker's defending in here. Even this monkey is a little overzealous right now. I think Kongdu Uncia's defense was really sloppy there. I don't know why the Reinhardt was in that room or why they went for like a Diva bomb into a room. That was just like a set play, I guess, that didn't work out for them more than anything else. But Arhan's going off on the 76, which is pretty impressive. I mean, for a Genji main, to be able to flex the 76 pretty well. Like, he did a lot of work there. I like this play though too from AFB. Like, they have 6 ults now. They're going ridiculously aggressive. Pretty good.
That's not a good play right there from Butcher. He got forward spawn.
I mean, AFB is a really good spot. They need Eamon to like get some damage up and get some Ana ults though. Because KDU has literally nothing in the ult bank right now. Recry kills Birdering. This monkey stalls the cart pretty well, which is nice. I do feel like they get overzealous here with their ult usage. Although I don't know if it matters. The thing is that they're in their spawn. Like, they wasted High Noon and Attack Visor at the same time. They didn't get super value out of it, and they didn't get the cart to the end. And this goes back to like that argument I had the other day with like Baby Bay, where if you have 6 ults and you're in like a final push, you shouldn't burn everything if you're not going to finish the map. Like, they burned everything, they won the team fight, but they didn't finish the map. So like, if the 76 didn't pop Attack Visor and instead just went high ground and just stood up here, or the McCree or whatever didn't pop High Noon and just went up here, it would have been a lot scarier for this team coming out of spawn to have to deal with like an Attack Visor or a High Noon, or even both, to be honest. But instead they burn them when the cart's like still turning the corner, and then they win the team fight, but it doesn't matter because the cart didn't cap. Like, if they were better about the timing of those ults, they could have used them a much later and been able to finish the map, I think, with that push. But they had everything that they needed to be able to do that, they just didn't do it. I mean, now defense can just cycle ults and shit, like Birdering's just gonna get Nano Visor here, nothing crazy, but it stalls them out now. And AFB is in like a really bad position to finish the map because of the fact they didn't use the Visor and the High Noon correctly.
So they're really just milking every advantage that they can have out of these ults right now. Bubbly will be able to stop pretty much a push by himself. on the next one, and it will shut down any kind of nano boost that Africa Freaks Blue has as long as he doesn't get picked off first. So Kongdu, they're doing a great job of stretching it out on this final point.
Whoa, Earthshatter.
Just jumped over the Reinhardt's head to pop an Earthshatter. That was pretty sick. Really bad nano boost from Eamon. Classic Eamon nano boost as far as this series goes. That's pretty game losing. I think I'm tilted if I'm Dongyun. I think Recry's tilted, so he switches to Widow. Recry's like, oh my god, this fucking team. And then switches to Widowmaker. I like the idea. I mean, I'd be tilted too. I don't hate his tilt. I enjoy his tilt. I think it's completely valid tilt. Recry kills the Reinhardt.
Recry needs to be the hero here.
Recry on that body shot grind. Cart's moving.
A lot of ults out of Kongdu Uncia, but the nano boost is still there. Bubbly still is the sound barrier as well. There it's going to go down.
Yeah, both sound barriers used as Recry looks for more picks, but Widowmaker has a little bit of a hard time.
Good sound barrier from the defense. Shatter didn't hit anybody from Panker, which is unfortunate. The monkey is on the Widowmaker right now. What? And that's just life. I mean, this Widowmaker is getting shit on right now. This Butcher Winston did a lot of work in terms of defending that push, but Eamon still doesn't have ult. I think Eamon is like that percentage of why this team is struggling.
Waiting for his team to respond. He has been found out though. Has to start using some of that defensive matrix.
What up, Miker?
Just needs to make it harder for Kongdu Uncia to get to the payload. He's just harassing so well.
Thanks for the 4 months.
Right there with the 76.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, he manages to force Mano out as well. Splitting up the team. There's Attack Visor now.
You see, like, Birdering takes control of the high ground. You Recry double dinks them. They nano boosted the McCree though without ult instead of the 76 with Attack Visor. Again, I don't know what Eamon's doing. He might be trying to get himself cut. I'm actually not positive. But these nano boosts are actually game losing, and I don't think that they're playing particularly bad. I don't think that their team is much worse than AFB. Like, I think, or Kongdu Uncia rather. I feel like AFB is getting beat by their Ana player, not by themselves. Whatever, bold statement. Flame blames Ana. What else is new? But real talk, I think the nano boosts this entire series were shit on the whole, and it made the difference in the series.